somebody else having that power to make decisions in my life. When I'm actually paying for it, I'm working hard to make these payments. And at the end of the day, I really don't have control over my housing.
Detroit Tenants Union President Stephen Reamer has been busy advocating for residents displaced by the Leland House, pushing City Council to do something about negligent landlords, and raising attention to Detroit's high eviction rates. But we were curious, why does he do this work? What got him started?
Started back in 2022, kind of evolving from our own apartment tenant union. We just noticed a lot of struggles folks going through across the city and housing, renters in particular. So yeah, we just wanted to unite and create a voice citywide to help renters just have a seat at the table. Personally, I think it was just like somebody else having that power to make decisions in my life. When I'm actually paying for it, I'm working hard to make these payments. And at the end of the day, I really don't have control over my housing. So I think for me personally, it was just like someone else controlling my home.
If you've been following along, you've likely seen Stephen advocating for residents from places like the Leland House, where residents were displaced because its landlord failed to pay its delinquent DTE energy bills. So, what does tenant organizing look like day to day?
Day to day is a lot of phone calls, talking to a lot of people. Typically, we're just doing a lot of organizing activity at the River Point Towers and Leland right now. Those are our two active unions. Pretty busy, just a lot of communication, a lot of talking, researching, stuff like that. That's pretty much what we're doing day to day.
Housing and eviction in Detroit can feel complicated, but for Stephen, it's everyday work. There is one thing he wishes everybody knew.
The biggest thing for me is we don't really have housing security as renters. But the biggest issue we see is the non-renewal of leases. Even with all the protections we do have at the state level and city level, landlords can simply retaliate by just saying, I'm not renewing your lease. We think that is a huge problem here in the city of Detroit. We've been fighting for a right to renew with good cause protection for the past few years. We believe that will give renters a footing to stand on to even exercise their civil rights.
Stephen is a Detroiter just like the rest of us, and this work can get heavy.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. You often feel like burnt out, feel like you're not doing enough, feel like what you're doing is not worth it sometimes because you go up against all these big, organizations and companies, stuff like that. But for me, it's just like really locking in on those small moments, like connecting with folks. People are really appreciative just to have someone listen to them. It is tough. And like dealing with certain folks here in the city of Detroit, it can be very frustrating and just discouraging, but the community helps. They really help me stay motivated.
From negligent landlords to gaps in housing policy, many Detroiters are dealing with unstable housing. But you do have rights, especially around evictions.
A lot of times we'll see managers or landlords just go and give someone a piece of paper that says you're being evicted, and people will just move out and not knowing that there's a whole court process that takes place, that they have to file documents and proof of what they're evicting you for. And we call them self-evictions. Folks kind of just get scared and they just evict themselves pretty much. I think it is best for folks to reach out to lawyers, law firms, people who have that experience. There's the Right to Counsel program here. They have the hotline you can call and get support with that if you meet the income qualifications. But if it's like different situations, I'm kind of hesitant on reaching out to the city. Like the city of Detroit say, hey, there's a problem in my building, and they come and shut the building down. So we see that sometimes calling the city, it helps, but to who's really getting the help there in that situation?
To learn more about the Detroit Tenants Union, follow them on Instagram at Detroit Tenants Union, or better yet,
they can email us at detroittenants@gmail.com. If you want to just reach out, we'll have somebody contact you.